So for today's video, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Samu Schaefer for this idea. Sorry if I butchered your name, but he left this comment a couple videos ago. Maybe you can make a tier list or something like this compared to Giannis, Zion, and the future GOAT race players. So this was on one of my main channel videos, and basically in today's video, I'm making a tier list on who has the highest chance at becoming the greatest player of all time throughout active NBA players. So yeah, I have like 30 plus active players at the moment, and I have these tiers. Maybe I'll edit it throughout it if I don't really like how I constructed this, but we have GOAT material, so like they're already kind of the GOAT, or they have a really good chance of becoming the GOAT. Little more, like a tab below, maybe they need 2 more rings to be better than Michael Jordan universally, or LeBron James. Needs more rings plus stats, so yeah, they may need another 5 years of scoring, 25 plus a night, maybe they need another MVP. Still too young, but you never know, they're off to good starts. Probably not, because maybe they're a couple years in and we already know they may not be that GOAT type player, and then no chance on it. So really we're deciding on who can become the greatest player of all time. So please don't get mad at me if I put no chance, but like it's gonna be tough, because like you gotta realize how hard it is to become the goddamn GOAT. There's only been how many ever, right? Like you would say Wilton, like Bill Russell, Kareem were GOATs at one point in their careers. Then went over to Magic, and then Bird were probably the best players. Not really even all time, because like you could still have had Kareem as the #1 player, Wilt ever, and then Jordan took that mantle before Johnson and Bird can fully have that GOAT mapped out. And you could say that Jordan's been the GOAT since 1998, 2003. And then you could say maybe there's a new GOAT right now if LeBron is there. But yeah, it's very tough to become the GOAT. So we're saying who could be that generational guy, that 1 out of 5 players in NBA history that has a chance. So we're going to start off with Anthony Davis. I don't think there's a chance Anthony Davis becomes the GOAT, because in his time in New Orleans, he never really proved that he could be the #1 on a good team. And he had solid talent around him. Now, DeMarcus Cousins got hurt. Drew Holiday, you could say, was never in his prime yet. He didn't really deal with like a prime Rondo either, and he really didn't have all that talent in New Orleans. But still, I think for that GOAT legacy, just going to LA is going to hurt it, and I don't think he's going to prove that he's going to get it. He's still very young, and you never know. Maybe his early 30s, he wins 4 in a row as a #1 and becomes like in that material, but I don't think like the chances are high. Anthony Edwards. So I threw a bunch of young players in the league, and he's only been in the league for 1 year. So can Anthony Edwards become the GOAT? Still too young, but you never know. I don't think Anthony Edwards will become a GOAT. I mean, he's still very young, and like who knows? Because I'm trying to predict 20 years into the future what his legacy could be. I don't think, I would say probably not, but you never, I just don't know if he's GOAT. I don't know, because like, what if he just takes a random jump and he averages 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and leads a team like the Timberwolves to a 60-win record? I don't know if that could happen, and possibly it can. So I'm going to say still too young, you never know. Same with Ja. I don't think that these guys, like there's a couple other young guys that I think would have a better chance, but I would probably put these guys at the end of this tier, and we could rank them in this tier. Devin Booker, I think probably not as well. Now, he has been to 1 championship. He's still incredibly young. I just don't think he's got that GOAT, like that GOAT material. I don't think it's there, because Anthony Davis has been a better player than Devin Booker throughout his career. And if I'm not putting AD up there, yeah, I don't think I'm putting Booker. Bradley Beal, I don't think there's a chance he becomes the GOAT. He's a damn good player, but I don't think he's becoming the GOAT. Probably won't even become a top 30 player, 50 player all time. Jimmy Butler, I don't think he's no chance. I mean, he's still, like, he's 31. Like, that's what gives maybe an 80 and Booker, and they're probably not, because they're still in their 20s. Like, Jimmy's 30, 31, 32, whatever, and he's kind of running out of time. He's got 0 rings. He would need at least, like, 4 or 5 to be in that conversation, and I just don't see it happening. Chris Paul, great player. Could finish as a top 20 player of all time, maybe, if he gets a ring, but probably not just at this point in his career. Damian Lillard, I also think probably not. Not saying he's wasting his career in Portland for his legacy, but you could say that. He is very loyal to that team, but I don't think he's going to be the #1 on a championship team anytime soon. And if he is going to be the #1, he needs like another top 20 guy to get there. Exhibit A, his time in Portland. Luka. I mean, obviously, like, if he retired today, he'd be nowhere near it, but I think, like, he has possible GOAT material. I think he is a tier above these guys. Yes, he needs more rings. Yes, he needs more stats, but I think, like, his time right now, he's already a potential GOAT candidate, because he's still incredibly young. He's, 21 years old. He's scored more points on his first 3 years than mostly anybody ever. Rebounds, assists, same thing up there for a guard. He's already had an All-NBA first team. He's going to get an MVP probably within the next 3 years. It just depends his team success, I think, in the long term. But I think that's a chance. I think that's a chance to go up there. Needs more rings and stats. Embiid, great player, but probably not going to become a GOAT just because I just don't see his team success. I don't see him playing until his late 30s, to his mid to late 30s due to his injury history. So unfortunately, probably not. Giannis, yeah. I could see Giannis becoming the greatest player of all time. He's, 26, 27. He already has a ring. He has 2 MVPs. He's a Defensive Player of the Year. And as long as he's healthy, he's going to be leading a team to a conference finals appearance, second round appearance every year minimum. And I think, yeah, he'll have a chance. He's definitely ways ahead of Luka because he has 2 more MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, more All-Stars, and then just more accolades in general, plus the finals MVP. But, he could be it one day, definitely. James Harden, honestly, probably not. Because, these guys that are past 30 that haven't won a ring, haven't been to a finals either. I mean, he's been to a conference finals as the best player on the team when he was in Houston, but he's just, I think it's too late for Harden to become the GOAT. Same with Kyrie. Do I want to bump any of these guys down? I mean, I don't think there's any way Paul becomes the GOAT. He could probably win 3 rings in a row, and I don't think he'd become it. So I'm going to say no chance for him because of his age. I honestly think there's no chance James Harden becomes the greatest player of all time. And I think Kyrie also, I don't think there's any chance. I mean, Lillard, I would... is that too mean on these guys? I mean, maybe I'll put them because they're still in their early 30s. You never know. But, if I don't have Butler there, we'll see. Jokic, yeah. He could become the greatest player of all time. Definitely. He needs to get rings. I mean, he's still fairly young. He's 25, 26. LeBron didn't win his first ring till he was what? He was drafted 18 in 2003. He didn't win it until 2012. Yeah, he didn't win it until he was 27 years old. So these guys could still win it. Luka, Jokic is obviously a little bit older, so he would need to win it sooner than later. So he definitely could have a GOAT case one day, I think. It's because he's in his 20s. He has that MVP already. He needs the rings. Kawhi, I think Kawhi is not a probably not, but he still needs, he has 2 championships on 2 different teams as finals MVP. I think he needs to do it in LA for the Clippers, win them their first ring, become, to join LeBron as 3 different teams, 3 finals MVPs. He needs that. But I think it's going to be tough because he's not going to get a league MVP ever. So I think that's going to really drop him off. I would say he's got the least chance out of all these 4. If I had to rank them, it'd probably be like this because, yes, Jokic has the MVP over Luka, but Luka's, 4 or 5 years younger, so he has that going for him. Next up, we have Kevin Durant. I think he needs a little bit more. I think I don't know. KD's going to be such a tough case to become the greatest player of all time because of his, 2 rings in Golden State because he joined the super team. Can he win it with the Brooklyn Nets without Kyrie Irving? I think Kyrie Irving staying out is better for his legacy. I think he has a very good chance of becoming the greatest, the GOAT, the greatest offensive, or it'd be GOPOAT, greatest offensive player of all time, the GOAT, I don't know. But yeah, he has a solid chance to become the greatest offensive player of all time. You could even say he is the greatest offensive player of all time, but I think he would need to win multiple rings in Brooklyn, probably take home another MVP award. LaMelo Ball, still too young, but you never know. Maybe he's going to be the next Magic Johnson. You never know. LeBron, obviously, he's GOAT material if you retire right now. Everybody says something different. LeBron's the GOAT. Jordan's the GOAT. I'm not going to get into the argument, but LeBron is obviously top 2 of all time, so definitely in that GOAT material. Jason Tatum, still too young, you never know. I would say he's got the best chance. If I had to rank these 4, I'd probably do this, I think. Curry needs a little bit more. I think Curry's legacy is going to be weird. He, for the GOAT conversation, he won it all in 2015 with Clay, with Draymond, with Harrison Barnes, but Love and Kyrie were out. Then he lost in 2016, but he was part of the greatest regular season team of all time, wins-wise. He has 2 MVPs, the only unanimous MVP ever. He's got that going for him. He also has going for him the greatest shooter of all time. So like KD, he has a great case to become the greatest offensive player of all time. And then he won 2 rings, but he had KD. I think if he wins one this year and gets that finals MVP, something he doesn't have, which is huge for your legacy because Jordan's got 6 of them, LeBron's got, 4 of them, he needs to get a finals MVP. And I think it would be very impressive if he went through, the Lakers in the playoffs, and he went through the reigning MVP, Jokic in round 1, then he went through, Kawhi and George in round 2. I'm just saying, something like that, and he had, a great playoff run. I think that could be huge. I think Curry would need to win 2 more rings minimum and be finals MVP. and then get MVP this year to maybe be in that top like 5 conversation of all time. He definitely needs a little bit more. And when I say a little bit, I mean like 2 rings of finals and like a MVP award. It's tough, but him and KD both have a great case to become the greatest offensive player of all time. But what they don't have like over Jordan is those defensive accolades. They'll never be a defensive player of the year. They'll never be all defensive first team, so it's going to be tough. Donovan Mitchell, probably not. I don't really think he's going to be there. Paul George, this late in his career, probably has no chance of becoming the GOAT. I mean, like, I could be nice to some of these guys. Like, I don't really think Kyrie has a chance. I don't think Harden has a chance. I don't think Butler has a chance. I mean, Embiid, like, since he's in his 20s, I'll still give him the probably not. And I don't think Lillard has a chance of becoming the GOAT. Let's see. We got Russell Westbrook. He doesn't have a chance. I'm sorry. Trae Young, still too young, but you never know. I mean, I think his defense will hurt him to become the GOAT, so I'm going to put him in probably not. Cat, I mean, he's still so young, so I'm going to put him in probably not. And Zion, it's still too young. You never know. So let me know what you guys think of this tier list. This was kind of fun. I didn't really think anybody else in here really I needed to talk about, like Clay. Obviously not. Like KP, Randall, Jaylen Brown. I didn't really need to talk about some of these guys. But if there was somebody that I didn't mention, please let me know down below if I should at least give them some recognition. And let me know, do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this? Please let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. Appreciate that a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.